continues to double down and defend herself after backlash from shooting her dog.
This was a working dog, and it was not a puppy.
Kristi, Cristachio, I don't think the sticking point was the dog's age so much as it was the issue of the bullet entering her body and you being the primary driver of that. I think that if the dog were older, that we would still have some concerns vis-a-vis the whole getting shot part of things. I hope that clears things up, and I hope you know that your career is also in that gravel pit, and it's in the exact same condition as the dog. Marjorie Taylor Greene is pulling the trigger. Oh, no, Kristi, we're not talking about you. Sit down. Yes, MTG is forcing a vote next week to oust Speaker Mike Johnson. In response, the National Association of Petty Bitchery, or NAMBLA, has given her a Lifetime Achievement Award. Congratulations, Marge. Great work. Can't wait to watch you go down in flames during that vote. Trump was fined $9,000 in hush your ass up money for gag order violations. That works out to about 150 Trump Bibles, just under 9,000 mugshot Trump NFTs, 45 individual Trump gold sneakers, a very ironic 0.069th of a sexual encounter with Stormy Daniels, or the life savings of however many of his supporters he can dupe. Due to a, quote, irreparable breakdown in the attorney-client relationship, Donald Trump's law firm, LaRocca, Hornick, Greenberg, Rosen, Kittredge, Carlin, and McPartland, doesn't want to represent him anymore and are severing ties. No word on the official reason that LaRocca, Hornick, Greenberg, Rosen, Kittredge, Carlin, and McPartland are choosing to step away from the former president, but if the past is any indication, we're betting that neither LaRocca, nor Hornick, nor Greenberg, nor Rosen, nor Kittredge, nor Carlin, nor McPartland have been paid in quite a while. And they need the funds so they can buy bigger business cards. When asked about the possibility of pregnant women being monitored to make sure they can't have an abortion, Trump said he was fine with that, adding #states' rights, which grants you immunity from people being mad at you for abortion stuff. So for example, like if you said, are you okay with pregnant women having to wear an ankle monitor that electrifies them if they try to leave the state to go to their cousin's wedding before giving birth? I can just say, #states' rights, and then you have to stop asking me about it. That's the rules. Florida's 6-week abortion ban went into effect this week, and I think it's great. We are protecting those little babies. Yeah, like once they're born, we can make sure they have health care, and what's that? Ron DeSantis is kicking tens of thousands of children off of health insurance? All right, newborns, you're on your own. Figure your shit out already. You've had 9 months to get it together. And don't give me that whole, oh, I was floating in a bag of water growing lungs bullshit. How about we give you a little glimmer of hope for a change? It looks like Hamas might agree to a deal with Israel that would lead to the return of Israeli hostages and a ceasefire. Seriously, fingers crossed for anything that will de-escalate the hostility, allow in aid workers and supplies, and reunite families. But, just in case, I have a backup idea. I'll need one particular viewer's attention, though, so give me a second while I make sure he's watching. Oh, hey, I just found a bucket of chicken and some classified documents here. Anybody want some? All right, YouTube's illegal monitoring devices say he's watching now, so here goes. Hey, you remember how big macho heroes in 80s movies would always stare down the bad guy with their guns pointed at their hostages, and then the super tough, ruggedly handsome, still virile hero would say, let the hostages go, take me instead. Oh, if only we had a powerful political American hero who could travel on his own branded plane to the Middle East and do that for all those poor folks on both sides of this conflict. They'd probably get to brag about how they ended a war at campaign events. I'm sure such a man's man has already planned to do this very thing and was just waiting for the right time. The most perfect, beautiful time. If you other viewers want to jump in with support for this, get in the comments. Hey, college protesters, if you're worried about getting expelled, Iran is here to help by offering scholarships to expelled students. After you get out of jail, you'll have the opportunity to finally have professors willing to tell you about American foreign policy after 1981. Prince William and Kate Crownbait Middleton have released a never-before-seen photo for their 13th anniversary. The touching black and white portrait of the couple was met with general approval by the public, although in the wake of recent royal Photoshop mishaps, some have suggested that this new portrait may have been computer-generated. Oh no, Harvey Weinstein had to go to the hospital. How could a 72-year-old man get sick while being retried for crimes he definitely committed? How? I would say maybe his ex-wife should go visit him, but she's too busy living in his old house with her new boyfriend. Shout out to Doug! A 101-year-old woman keeps getting mixed up for a 2-year-old on American Airlines. The centenarian hopes they'll fix this before her next flight, but we worry she's assuming planes operate like they did in the 60s, instead of having doors opening during flights like they do now. 2 NASA astronauts are testing the Boeing Starliner capsule on its first crewed trip to the ISS. Yeah, they're going to be inside a Boeing capsule in space on purpose. Of course, we wish them the best of luck on this historic mission and remind them that there is no shame in adding a little extra duct tape to those doors once you get inside. Let's keep shitting on aviation, shall we? Jake Bissell-Linsk is part of a law firm that is suing Boeing for, all the stuff falling off. Meanwhile, a Boeing plane managed to pull a Boeing and lost its emergency slide, which ended up in this lawyer's yard. The slide, or Exhibit G as it will be referred to from now on, luckily did not cause damage to anything besides its maker's already battered reputation. Do you find Boston Dynamics robot dogs to be terrifying in a clinical, faceless sort of way? Well, what if they were terrifying in a childhood nightmare sort of way instead? That's right, Boston has added fur to their robot dogs to make them more cuddly, and boy howdy did that not work. Might want to pop an extra melatonin tonight because sleep ain't happening. Hospitals are requesting that people stop bringing in the snakes that bit them to the ER. You hospital idiots don't understand anything. That's not a snake, it's a revenue generator. Let that thing bite a few more people. You get to keep making money. Supply and demand, baby. Do I have to explain business to you? A drunk man was arrested at Yellowstone National Park after kicking a bison in the leg. Thankfully, he was charged by the police with disturbing the wildlife instead of being charged by the bison. I said he was drunk, right? He was super drunk. He was drinking beers with Kristi Noem. And finally tonight, are you getting married? Do you want that wedding to suck eggs? I bet you don't. So you need to get one of these party robots to keep the vibe up. Let this magnificent robotic Duke of Desire dance all night at your festivities. Let this mechanical lover love down all your guests until they can't handle it no more. That wraps up this week's episode. I want to thank you all for watching, especially the people that come back every week to show us their love. We love you. Bye.